Max Payne 3, The Fall of Max Payne, or Payne To The Max 3, or whatever the fuck you wanna call it, is one of those types of games of the late 2000s to the early 2010s that everyone and their mothers hated, but have recently been really fond about. The game went through a horrible development cycle, changed developers like twice and almost got shelved twice. It was also a departure for the devs, as now it's Rockstar making the games instead of the old Finnish boys of Remedy. You obviously play as Maximus, maybe? I don't know. Payne in his fun adventure across the hellscape known as Brazil, as a security contractor and tries to recover from his crippling alcohol addiction. Obviously it doesn't go very well, and you're forced to commit a few crimes and atrocities along the way, all in the name of your paycheck. That you don't even manage to get because you let your fucking boss die not even halfway through the game. Oops, spoilers. Let's talk about the gameplay. It's smooth as balls. The guns feel good, nice and responsive. And when you shoot a 5-loaded motherfucker in the face, you truly do feel it. The game makes heavy use of the famous Euphoria trademark ragdoll system from GTA 4 and the first Red Dead. So every time a fucker drops to the floor, you truly do feel a little dopamine spike in your monkey brain. It does get a little over the top though, like if you shoot someone near a ledge, they'll purposely fall over like a retard. There are also a lot of guns in the game, from the generic M9 to the Rhodesian famous FAL to the HK21. Of course, it's not a Max Payne game if you don't talk about the ability to somehow slow down time in the middle of combat. Though in this game it has two main uses. One is to basically give you free aim assist when doing some cool ass shit like shoot dodge, and two, to witness the glorious ragdolls in the process when you're on your murder spree. The AI isn't too shabby either. They use cover, try to flank you, occasionally throw grenades, suppress your position, shoot straight and hit you really hard. If you lose your HP and you got some of Max's world-renowned painkillers, you enter that last stand mode where you have a few seconds to kill the fucker that shot you, consuming one pill bottle in the process and regaining health points. I'm not really a big fan of this system, but them's the bricks, especially considering the fact that the AI turns into American sniper sometimes. I guess in this case it should be Brazilian sniper. Speaking about Brazilians, there's a lot of them in this game, and they all really want to murder you and your entire whole family. You've got the street hoodlums, the base right-wing, God-fearing Bolsonaro-loving militia, Italian mobsters that are occasionally funny but don't hold up a candle to the voice acting standard of the first Max Payne game. And finally, the war crime SWAT division that makes the American police look like a fucking joke. Most enemies on the second half of the game will have the world's strongest body armor, no fucking joke. It stops every rifle round in this game, including 50 BMG. Scattered through the levels are clues which help you figure out what the hell is going on. They don't tell you really anything important, and I'm pretty sure they're just there because the boys are Rockstar, one of the biggest bang for their buck James McCaffrey could give them. I guess we should also take a look at the story. It's actually pretty interesting for once and can be seen as a good message about letting go of your past, your addiction, your loneliness, and overcoming blah 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 blah. Who cares actually about the story? Everyone just plays this game because it's cool to shoot people. Finally, we should probably talk about the level design. It's pretty basic from where you might look at it. It's got a lot of corridors and very obvious spots where you should take cover and look out for the bad dudes. But the main charm, from what I've noticed, is the fact they're all set in a location and artists like you must have thought it'd be a great idea to have a firefight in. You've got a penthouse party, a nightclub, a stadium, place of worship, an office, a cemetery, a swamp, a yacht, the favelas, of course, a rundown hotel, a police station, and an airport. Yeah, I know, domestic terrorism. Perhaps the best level in the game is the yacht one because the setting is just way too great. Max usually handles his liquor pretty good, but this time he was really shit-faced. He goes to bed and when he wakes up you find all those annoying zoomers listening to shitty house music are dead, and then the place came some angry South American death squad. You're forced to kill them, and when you finally meet up with your friends, they don't really seem concerned at all about you, and they were just about to pack up and fuck off like it's a normal day at the office. It's pretty funny recently how a lot of people are praising this game nowadays as compared to how everyone hated it back then. I did play it a bit at a friend's house when it came out and completely erased it from my memory up until like last year. This is something that I'm quite happy about as the game is also really fucking fun. It's the type of game you can just pick up and play for a bit when you're waiting for your bitch to pick up with your lunch to be ready. It's also got some other modes, but I'm not getting paid enough to talk about them. Perhaps the thing that people do hate the most about this game, and for good reason, are the cutscenes. There's a lot of them, and worst of all, you can't even skip most of them, so you're forced to watch Max get drunk after every level, like an alcoholic dad. You're just standing there in the corner waiting for a good moment and to ask him if he got the milk at Siggy's yet. Alhamdulillah, there is a mod that allows you to skip them, but you gotta be careful because sometimes the game soft locks. One really bad cutscene though is the intro one, which you're forced to watch when you boot up the game and you can't skip, and it goes on for like 9 goddamn minutes. And God forbid there was a problem that made your game crash at the end, because when you reboot it you have to watch it all over again. So yeah, cutscenes, they weren't very cool. They're still pretty cool though, and well detailed and very well acted. My favorite one being the one where Max just somehow gets rid of his alcohol addiction in a 2-minute cutscene by drinking water and shaving his hair. Yeah, take that, some improvement YouTubers. So yeah, at the end of the day, this game gets the alcoholic that I'm not seal of approval and 3 bags of popcorn. Truly one of the games ever made by Rockstar.